you're gonna wax these for me, and you're gonna like it. Hey girl, come wax my balls. I'm a female aesthetician, and I'm here waxing some ladies' balls. Do you guys remember when leftists tried to make it so that Christian bakeries couldn't refuse service to same-sex couples for their choice of wedding cakes? And we were told that would be the end of it? Well, now we have men who identify as females suing female aestheticians to try to force them to wax their balls. And I'm not kidding. But before we dive into this, let's rewind a few years to discuss how exactly we fell down this rabbit hole and how it got to this point. So back in 2012, two men named Charlie Craig and David Mullins walked into a Colorado bakery called Masterpiece Cake Shop to try to purchase a cake to celebrate their same-sex wedding. To their dismay, the owner of the bakery, Jack Phillips, was a devout Christian who did not want to go against his religious convictions, so he refused to make the cake. So what did Craig and Mullins do instead of simply finding another bakery that would honor their request? They sued Masterpiece Cake Shop. And for some reason, something that should have been clearly protected under the First Amendment made it all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. Before it even made it that far, the Colorado Civil Rights Commission ruled that the cake shop violated the gay couple's civil rights and ordered them to bake the cake. That's right. The government ordered a private business and a private citizen to violate their religious beliefs and make something against their will.
Why? How do I? No!
But their ruling was even worse than meets the eye. The Colorado Civil Rights Commission also ruled that the shop must change its company policies, provide comprehensive staff training regarding public accommodations, discrimination, and provide quarterly reports for the next 2 years regarding steps it has taken to come into compliance and whether it has turned away any prospective customers. Instead of complying with the ruling, Masterpiece Cake Shop decided to file an appeal and opted to entirely remove themselves from the wedding cake business instead of going against their religious beliefs. After the Colorado Supreme Court denied the cake shop's request for an appeal, Phillips then petitioned the United States Supreme Court to review Colorado's anti-discrimination laws for violating their First Amendment rights. A case that was previously making local headlines was suddenly under an immense spotlight and set the tone for all national conversations about civil rights. Finally, in 2018, after 6 years in court, the Supreme Court overruled the Colorado Civil Rights Commission's ruling and declared that Masterpiece Cake Shop's First Amendment rights had been violated. However, despite winning the case, those in favor of religious freedom did not win the war because the slippery slope had already been started. Since Charlie Craig and David Mullins sued Masterpiece Cake Shop in 2012, leftists sued Hobby Lobby in another high-profile case to try to force them to provide their employees Plan B and IUDs, two forms of birth control known to end pregnancies. Amy Larson had to sue the state of Wisconsin in 2017 to make sure the state wouldn't compel her photography business to have to participate in same-sex weddings. In 2018, a church in Oregon was sued for $2.3 million for refusing to host an LGBT event inside its building. And just this year, Masterpiece Cake Shop was sued for the third time by LGBT activists. The left will not take no for an answer and will stop at nothing to make sure that they can get whatever they want. The slippery slope met its ultimate demise this week after a TRANNY from Canada named Jessica Yanev sued 15 female aestheticians for refusing to wax his balls. In the ultimate irony, leftists who say they believe in bodily autonomy are now suing women to try to force them to touch a man's balls against their will. According to HumanEvents.com, quote, Yanev, who responded to Da Silva's Facebook ad, never disclosed her status as a transgender woman before agreeing to the Brazilian appointment. Yanev testified that Da Silva canceled the session after the aesthetician learned of her biological gender. Da Silva told the tribunal that she simply didn't feel comfortable waxing male genitals because she didn't know how, adding that she suggested to Yanev to seek out a service that could perform a Brazilian, a specialized procedure for men instead. In response, Yanev accused Da Silva, a female immigrant of color, of being a neo-nutter butter. As laughable as this lawsuit is, Yanev's desire to get his nuts polished is literally ruining people's lives. One esthetician named in the lawsuit had to shut down their business, and Twitter has banned feminist leftists for referring to Yanev as his biological gender. Megan Murphy of feministcurrent.com lost her Twitter account this week for tweeting, quote, "Yeah, it's him." Murphy was so apoplectic about the situation that she hired a conservative lawyer to help her sue Twitter for discrimination. Meanwhile, Twitter lets Jessica Yanev promote a topless swim party for 12-year-old girls on the platform. That's okay. But saying, "Yeah, it's him," is a bannable offense. And we can laugh all we want about this situation, but the slippery slope the left has led us down has become so normalized that no disagreement can be tolerated. And while cake bakers might be winning their lawsuits against these radicals today, we have a bleak future to look forward to once the millennial generation starts to control the courts, seeing as more than 51% support socialism according to a 2018 Gallup poll. The sad situation in Canada can be succinctly summed up by Ian Miles Chong, who says in his article on humanevents.com, quote, "Women, particularly those who perform intimate services like bikini waxing, would be forced to touch the male genitalia of any biological male who self-identifies as female or risk losing their livelihood. The tribunal would be perpetuating state-enforced sexual assault." That is the state of leftism in 2019. And that is where our culture is heading if we don't stand up while we still have a voice. Speak up now, or be prepared to wax these nuts. Wax these nuts. The Democrats are making it no secret that they're trying to take away our freedom and they're trying to take away our flag. But we can't let them get away with it. That's why you need to go to InfoWarsStore.com right now and get yourself a limited edition Betsy Ross flag t-shirt, which is on sale for $17.76. You can also get the same Don't Tread on Me t-shirt that Chris Pratt was wearing. By purchasing these t-shirts, you're not only supporting your country and your president, but you're supporting me and helping make sure I can keep making these videos you love. They're only printing a limited supply of these t-shirts, so make sure you get yours right now at InfoWarsStore.com before they sell out. God bless America and God bless InfoWars.